This right here is the 7-piece knife block set under the Miyabi Birchwood line. You can tell they really stand out, and in terms of performance, they are far beyond what you could ever imagine. The set comes with a knife block, obviously, a set of forged kitchen shears, a tungsten carbide honing steel, which I'll explain why later on, a 9-inch bread knife, an 8-inch chef's knife, a 7-inch santoku knife, and of course a 3.5-inch paring knife. So really they have what you're going to need for 99% of things in the kitchen. And let's discuss exactly why these knives are considered essentially the Ferrari of kitchen knives. Off the bat, they have amazing performance, like I said. They are cut to a 9-degree cutting angle at its thinnest, which you guys might realize is roughly half of what other manufacturers do with their knives. So they're insanely sharp, and normally having such a sharp, thin blade would cause problems. But they actually use SG2 steel for their knives, which is a huge step above even VG10. It's a 63 hardness, it's a powdered metal, not a regular metal, and it resists microchipping and cracking very, very well. So it's able to keep that really, really thin edge very sharp without it dulling. On top of that, each blade is coated in 50 layers on either side of stainless steel, which gives it this beautiful Damascus finish. And because they're all handmade, they go through each knife and they polish up and around every single edge, and everything is completely flush, and it's really just insanely built. It's a full tang in the back of the handle, has the logo carved into it. The red spacers are totally flush and they match really nicely and contrast really nicely with the birchwood handle. Birchwood is, of course, one of the woods that were used in Faberge eggs. So you can see the beautiful grain structure that it has. And the mosaic pin that goes into the center is actually just that. It's a mosaic pin. It's about 15 to 20 little tiny pieces of metal that have been pressed into the wood to create the design. I made a note, it's a tungsten carbide honing steel, and that's because SG2 is so hard that if you used a regular honing steel, it would actually be damaging the honing steel. That's why these knives can be as sharp as they are. They're beautiful, they perform amazingly well, they're completely handmade from the forging process all the way down to the final edge that's put on it, and they stand out from across the room. If you want to have one of the best knife sets available, this is what it is. I'll put a link down to it below, and if you guys have any questions, any comments, or any concerns, as always, let me know, and otherwise I will talk to you very soon.